Yes, and the discussion will be quite unusual one. One of the speaker is absent, but I hope he will join us during the session. Let's start from the short presentation of our speakers. Ekaterina Inozemceva, Vice President of Skolkovo Foundation, Managing Director of FabLab IL, Revital Nadiv, Boris Galkin, Executive Director of Technospark, Troitsk, Moscow. Alona Fischbein. I thought how to present her. The only phrase I remember, I love FashionTV, the member of the board FashionTV. Sergei Klimentyev will join us. He's co-founder and director on development of Texel, Janina Urusova. And a very short presentation of her. She is a general director of Cultural Center Bez Granic, Without Borders, is the only person in our country who really makes a lot for people of and she shows the innovations in our industry for the people who have some disadvantages. Albina Bikbulatova, methodic specialist, PhD on technical sciences from the Social University of Moscow, and in her PhD work, she invented and defended methods of clothes. Of using the clothes in correction of body for the children. Thank you, everybody, for coming here. As I think that for our country we have unique opportunities. I didn't prepare any presentation because I have only one image for you. If you remember the image of astronaut in open space. For me, it's the unlimited possibility of our country for implementation of modern technologies in the industry. First of all, today, space medicine, the center of specific medicine, they elaborated a lot of opportunities for reverse medical biology connection. And this connection helps us to make small sensors, small devices, and implement them into the clothes. Unfortunately, we are not so quick to change considering the requirements of the society. But I would like to give one example. I think many of you know the cotton to Zeit type of clothes. You may imagine the typical clothes of Russian monks. And this is the way how people implement the cultural codes for formatting and reformatting of the cultural codes. And on the base of new philosophy that we try to realize now, how we can use clothes in order to change technology and industry. In the Russian Federation, we created a unique platform and a unique space where we are now, Skolkovo, and the research that we made together with Russian Chamber of Fashion. They make a lot to implement fashion inventions into life. On the base of Skolkovo, we can find a lot of opportunities, both structural and innovational, to find ideas that we can implement in our life. In order to present these opportunities, I would like to give the floor to Ekaterina Inozemceva, Vice President of Skolkovo Foundation. I would like to first of all to talk about us, what are we doing, and I would like to focus on the possibilities for technological startups, including for startups in the fashion area. First of all, what Skolkovo is, I suppose that you probably have seen that it's an enormous territory where there are different construction sites and some finished building. But if we look at the ecosystem of Skolkovo, it joins technological startups in different areas of technology, as space technologies, nuclear technologies, IT, biomedical technologies, energy efficiency technologies. They are huge and Russian and international industrial companies that put their R&D centers here in Moscow. Also, we have investors that invest money in technological startups. And of course, the heart of our innovation center is our university. Skolkovo is Institution of Science and Technology. On the slide, you see some statistical data, but that's not important. The most important is the spirit, not non-official relations that appear here. And when we launch this new building, we'll find these relations physical, because all the people who will work here and who will come here to visit us, they will have an opportunity to communicate with startups directly, and it will improve business connections, and it will give an opportunity to convert idea into reality. Skolkovo is a pure technological project. We support technological startups. We have 5 areas where we work, but please don't think that we cannot support startups in the fashion industry. Here on this slide, you can see several examples of the companies that are already our residents, and their products are really suitable for fashion industry. And here you can find different examples, like virtual online fitting rooms, online platforms that help to aggregate information about the tastes of visitors of different internet shops. It's a smart cash that has 2D scanner, and it can be adjusted to the customer. These are companies in the 3D printing area, and it will find implementation in the real life. I think that in a near future it will be possible to print a purse before going out. Then the T-shirt that already have sensors that allow to monitor the condition of cardiovascular system. These are the companies that already exist here, and they work in different clusters. Isoprint is in nuclear technologies. Cardio T-shirts, it's a biomedical technology cluster. What do we have in our ecosystem that can help to any technological company to promote itself and to enter the market? First of all, it's the acceleration acceleration program, it's support from the foundation. All the companies that come to our foundation, they work with our employees, with our technological or business specialists in different areas. And such mentors helped to decide in which area to develop the business, or startups also can be supported by different institutions, because we are not a closed system. We are open for collaboration with other institutions. Foundation of Development of Industry, a Russian venture company, or others. We all pursue the same idea. Certainly, we can provide finance support. It's a grant financing. We have several grant programs, and the attraction of money from external market, attraction of investment. We can provide an opportunity for renting offices or even apartments for living. We have a center of intellectual property. You can always use the services of IP and register the objects of intellectual property that you created during your work. We have a collective center where you can order any kind of research or to create a prototype. Also, we provide legal services, and the most important service is the help in entering the market, both internal market and external. We can help to get you some new clients. There are various partner accelerating companies. We have different accelerators, Mass Challenge, Houston Technology Center. We have plenty of these partners, somehow more than 50 partners, and we'll manage to find the partner for your individual business. In spite of our main area, technology, we are starting to pay attention to light industry. The technologies that are in demand in consumer and manufacturing industry is a huge market, and there are plenty of opportunities, and the focus of our attention will direct into the development of consumer and manufacturing industry. And I hope that with your innovations, we will manage to increase the share of Russian products in the export. But without joint efforts, we may not do anything. We only can support your ideas and give you any help needed. What companies are very suitable for our foundation? If your company is within one of these areas, don't be afraid to address us, to come to us, and we don't have any information in our website that we do not work with fashion. We work with fashion. Think about your technology and think how this technology can be applied in consumer and manufacturing industry. Maybe in 3D printer we can print a purse, or we can print aircraft details. Please come. We'll be waiting for you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ekaterina.
Do you have any questions to Ekaterina? If you don't have any questions, I offer to hear everybody of our speakers, and at the end of this discussion, we will have a couple of questions. Next session, next report is about the realization of our reality. We live in the epoch of post-industrialization. It's a wonderful time when we raise individual necessities, when every human needs to find in the clothes its own world, which will demonstrate his or her own world. Very briefly, next report is about monetization and
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Revital Nadiv, and I'm going to speak about monetization and customization. But first, I want to say thank you to RVC and especially Sveta for inviting me to speak here. So, right, where do I need to point? Okay. So, in one sentence, I define myself as a multidisciplinary practical designer with limitless curiosity. For many years, I've been a fashion designer for big brands such as Fila, Disney, Lotto, and so, but always interested about the combination between design and entrepreneurship. As a founder of Revision Design Studio, I collaborate with clients to establish all the design process from concept to mass production. For the last 3 years, I'm the director of FabLab Israel. FabLab is a fabrication laboratory who provide access to tools, knowledge, and innovation to everyone. And we have between 8 to 10 hundreds users per month that we help them to make their dreams come true in the physical aspect. As a lecturer, I combine those two fields at the Common Institute. In the past, social, economical, and political reflected an influence of the fashion industry, but nowadays technology leads the process. And when I say technology, I mean tools, I mean machine and materials. They all lead to the process to customization. This is a lecture room. I don't know if you know, but it's a 3D printer that combines the whole process from idea to finished product. Well, this company already closed their process after funding struggles, but the Nitrate, who actually doing quite the same, come alive with a knitting desktop machine. And it's the same concept, well, to hack the process and to customize it. There is a movie. How can I, well, supposed to be a movie. I don't know if you know Shiftware. If you can press the movie on the slide, and then it will work. A Shiftware, actually, it's a shoe that work with e-paper. If you know, it's hard to see because it doesn't work. But you can believe me, this is one of the innovation of the last years. And actually, what it says that we designer need to rethink about functional, because to combine old tools with new tools, but the functional that the customer is change. Well, the shoe that you didn't saw was innovative, but this is one of the latest trends. It's augmented reality dress. And I think this is what the evolution and the revolution fashion is ahead. Well, all those involved in the production industry must learn and adapt new paradigms about how the industry they are part of functions today. It's first of all a paradigm shift from closed environment to open source and collaborative. It happens online and virtual through open source software, designs, and in the physical space, in maker space, such as the Fab Labs. The second thing is adapting and adopting new ways, new technologies, and experience the fabrication process and rapid prototyping. And to do all that, we all need to learn. Well, I've been a fashion designer for almost 15 years when I understand this is the future of fashion headed and I need to own it. So I started with 3D printing on textile, and as textile, I wanted to understand what is the possibilities that 3D printers can could hold for the fashion textile industry. From new seamless technique that can cost production until completely new functionality such as wearable medical solution, for example. What would happen, for example, if we print the button and the zipper as integral part from the garment process production, rather than adding them separately after? It took me 6 months and hundreds of prints until I had something that I could consider as a successful prototype. But as soon as I had that, I wanted to share my knowledge and the new technique. So the next semester, I took the students with me to a journey, and we all started to collaborate and explore this new technique and technology, and you can see some of the results here. And when Israeli-based, well-known underwear company named Delta, you probably know her, like Donna Karan, Calvin Klein products, they realized they need to adapt new innovation ways for their company. So they asked me to lead a workshop for all the company designers, engineer, and of course, even the administration management. When we talk about e-textile, I'm asking, what is the chance that a fashion designer have skills including electronic or programs? Does he even need to know that? Well, a similar process had occurred all around the world, at the same time following our open source approach at the Fab Lab. My colleague Anastasia from Spain opened this open source portal named Fab Textile, you can get inside and see, for innovative fashion and textile. The latest project I'm working on is an IoT vest, which gives bike riders improved safety, online social interaction using latest Internet of Things technologies. I got involved with this project because I have the needed skills and knowledge to design this high-tech fashion product, understanding innovation and rapid prototyping process, and having years of experience in the design industry. My role in developing this product was necessary from day one. The right people in the system can help understand how to move the industry from mass production to mass customization. These people need to have a system that wishes that, to bring in the maker approach to open source collaboration. Today, a lot of my work is helping and facilitating this process. I do this through lectures, projects, of course, and hands-on workshops. So I'm asking, how do we bridge between this high-tech, innovative technology and low-tech industry? I think if we create an ecosystem environment, supply tools, the right rapid prototyping tool, open source environment, and collaboration, we can bring in the right people with the right skill set and create the factory of tomorrow to customize the whole process. That's it. Thank you very much.
Большое спасибо.
Thank you very much. The very wonderful report. I was wondering to hear it, and we don't only hear the person who is preparing with his own hands this in his industry or in hers. We can see how it can be very, very easily, by the way, because in our Russian tradition, we understand Russian women as very simple gadgets when they, for example, knitting something or whatever. Now we see that it is a very, very interesting sphere which is related with the high technologies, which should integrate a lot of knowledges into. If you will allow, I will try to speak about my little fantasy related with one of our laboratories in Skolkovo. We invented a scanner in Skolkovo which allows us to create a 3D printing for just several seconds, which is also allowing us to use different mathematical coordinations, and we created a story to put it in this scanner in the secondary school entrance, which will allow a child to put a diagnosis to a child by means of a computer using a small gadget. When a child should be sancliné,
фиксирует
and the program picks a very simple program that the child tried to be better and to have some bonuses which will give him a school. This is a very simple technology, a huge technology for any country to prevent some illnesses of children. Again, related with some illnesses of the back. It is in the near future of ourselves. I would like to represent Boris Galkin, PR manager for Plastic Logic in Rosnano. And I give the floor to you. Thank you very much, Sergey. It's my honor and privilege to be here today and to see a lot of people who are interested in this area. Can you please click on my presentation? Thank you. As Ekaterina Inozemceva in her report, I would like to say a couple of words. What is Technopark? We use different technologies in industries, and we also produce benchmaking, raw diamonds. We use electronics, metal. We use metal production, and I am also involved into computer electronics. Can you please hold on your hands who is related into flexible electronics? Sorry, who did not hear. Can you please hold on your arms higher? Thank you. So the majority of people have been already heard about it, about flexible electronics. What is it? What gives to you? Just a couple of words about it for you. Flexibility is not only flexibility. As a rule, it is several combinations and factors. Small ES, resistance of breakage is a low consumability, and some other factors which are very, very traditional for everybody of us in different smartphones, in our planchets, in our notebooks. But at the same time, all these provide new features for this and allow to create new application of the electronics, which I'm going to tell you in this presentation. I will demonstrate you several photos. For example, to create one usage electronics. So you have a package for milk, the indication is on, and you understand by means of this indication that the expiration date is out of this package of milk, for example, and it indicates to you where do you need to buy a new package of milk. It is cheaper than a Kremnik technology, by the way. There are different ways to use these processes but in several 15-20 years, by the way, Kremnik technologies will be still in the market. But the usage of these technologies as logic, sensors, different methods, when flexible electronics is shouldering, I would say, all these technologies in the market, they have been already using the area. It's obviously that it's to do, as Sergey has already told, to create this structure in the future, we need to do in parallel a work to understand for what we are doing this and who will be a consumer of this, who will be a producer of it. Clothes, textile, fashion are these areas which is possible to forecast that it will be really serious areas for those kind of consumers and producers to use. Can you please demonstrate for myself my next slide? Thank you. Integration of the electronics into clothes is the first step which we are trying to do with my colleagues nowadays. For instance, we will take any electronic component. We are speaking about displaying, for example, and our first experience test was related with it because it's a low consuming technology and display is a very flexible, by the way. With the colleagues of ourselves which are related with the fashional part of the project, they created a men jacket from Berlin, fashion maker from Berlin, a lady. She created a concept that a men's jacket is with this technology, with the electronic indicator, and we can see that she invented a story that on this black and white screen and the real time, it is demonstrated waves of the, because she was grieving of, not grieving, she was boring for sea and ocean. That is why the jacket was a kind of a mirror which demonstrates different waves of sea. So it's demonstrating different elements of clothes, and for example, a man has a cap, a hat, where we can launch a display. It's just a kind of idea. And display can indicate something. For example, men's jacket, our German colleagues, they're not from fashion part, they're from textile. They created another project. They created men's jacket for courier guys who are involved to deliver different goods with a very low expiration date. And when, for example, consumers see different indications on display and they have, for example, from a shop some food, a courier then remembers all this information in his head, and for example, a consumer, in this case, he understands that he has a personalized message for himself or for herself, speaking about the low expiration date of food. It's for example, can be delivery of premium class as a service as well. So nowadays, they're implementing with this automatic update of the information for consumers who get these messages about low expiration date of food. So this platform is our also kind of a first step in the integration of some radio electronic components to the clothes. This is how this gadget looks like inside in. The second step we are planning to do is that we are looking into other different components which are already existing in this system, and in particular we can produce in our Center of Flexible Electronics in Troyetsk city, which is in the Moscow region. We work with different European partners in the United Kingdom, in Belgium, in Holland, which are involved in the flexible electronics related with different pressure, for example, moments. This opens for us a very good spectrum of application in sports, in medicine, in healthcare, in fashion, in other professional and industrial application of industrial clothes. When a person in the factory can measure his, for example, his feeling, how he feel in general, because he is working in a very complicated industrial conditions. This is the whole spectrum which we can do on the basics of the flexible electronics to integrate different application. It is important to highlight that the third step we are doing is that it inevitably will happen in our life, and it is just our final aim, that we would like to aim new industrial technologies into the production of textile. This is two different stories which I have already told. This is about integration, when we took a technology which we integrated into a t-shirt or jacket, whatever. A third story is much more complicated. We'll need some more time when in the frame of only one technological process. When, for example, there is an apparel, and into this apparel you are integrating a special niche fibers to produce something new. And this fiber is a kind of a sunny battery. For example, the men's jacket has simultaneously kind of a sunny battery, because it was converted into a men's jacket. The integration into textile, not as an integration, partly, separately, but in the frame of the production process and low expenses, of course, etc., etc., it is absolutely new horizon of all we can do in the electronics and apparel. But the day after tomorrow, second statement, and ink is working today. You can ask me directly, please. We are very interested in the different partners which would like to create on the basis of infrastructure some kind of a food infrastructure. We can even create it in the Skolkovo. Thank you.
Спасибо.
Thank you, Boris, for your short, interesting presentation. You know, when we speak about such technologies, often we do not find the prototypes in our thoughts, or we cannot even imagine what you may produce. And one of our engineers had an idea to through the interface and sensors to project hearts on their clothes, and to show the story that these two people are in love, that the hearts are beating. It's a concept of naked emotions, and it opened the world of people, and it's an open world. We even haven't been able to find this idea in some fantastic films or books. The FashionTV showed we love FashionTV. FashionTV showed our country. Just another word. Alona. Question, please. Yeah.
I wanted to add, could you, because of the translation is not so good, I can understand one thing. The Zebra is what? Is a company that creating the materials, is a company that want to develop.
А где его взять? Вот девушка.
Вот. Девушка.
It's a company that developed the materials, a company that developed
The components.
develop experiences and products and services out of the materials. If if this is the case, do you have startup companies that are working for you, or are you the startup company? And if you are a startup company, did you make any, what stages are you?
So I think it's a few questions. Like Zebra Wearable, it's not a company, it's not like a startup, it's a platform. So it's a platform of wearable electronics which can be used. So for example, someone like so Sergey, for example, I used him as a benchmark, right? So he has an idea of developing some product like a cap with a display, right? So he doesn't need to develop the electronic part himself. He just needs to come to me and buy the platform or license the platform from me. So I have the platform of e-ink display with integrated electronics, with integrated like connectivity and all other things, which simply can be integrated into any solution which you want to, like create based on e-ink technology. So that's what is available right now. Right?
And what is your business model with these companies? What is your business model? I mean, how do you do the collaboration?
Yeah, so we basically create the manufacturing facility to manufacture this sort of components. So flexible displays is just like one of the domains which we will be able to manufacture. So flexible displays. Therefore, my business model is to sell these displays. And since the market itself is quite new, and when you need to, like enter the new market with new product, it's always like requires like more efforts on your side. Therefore, we don't only create the infrastructure to develop and manufacture, but we also create various product startups which actually will become who will generate demand for this manufacturing side. So this is just like a startup company where Technospark, this company I'm working on, is a shareholder of this company. And we actually generate a few more companies in the field of flexible electronics, wearables, fashion tech, etc., etc.
Do you have a competition here?
In the field of flexible electronics?
Yeah.
Here you mean on the earth? Yes.
No, I actually meant Russia. But,
well, honestly speaking, we don't consider Russia as the primary market for us. So we consider this as a part of global infrastructure, and therefore we cooperate as you've seen this like Electra Couture, for example. Janina and myself, we know this lady from Berlin, so we work with them. We have some other partners in different countries. And we are welcome for new partners. That's my main message of my presentation.
Thank you.
Спасибо, Carmela. Спасибо, Boris.
Thank you, Carmela. Thank you, Boris. We don't have too much time. That's why I would like to ask you to be short. Please, Alona, Fischbein, I give you the floor.
Hi, everybody. 20 years ago, my Mr. Michel Adam, which is my cousin, called me and he said, Alona, you have to come to Paris. What's the reason? I have a great idea and vision to start TV channel. What TV channel? FashionTV. I said, you're crazy. I don't know nothing about television. I just know how to use the remote control to open and close. Yes, you have to come. We have to start. I have an idea and let's run. We were two persons. He was supposed to take care of all programming, and I was supposed to take care of distribution. After 20 years, we are in 200 countries and 500 million households and about 60, 70 employees. And it's not only television today, it's different kind of licensing. We have 5 different channels. We have hotels, we have residents, we have cafes, we have beauty salons, we have shopping mall, we have a school of models, we have different kind of nightclubs, we have stores with FashionTV. In Thailand, we have about 60 stores only with our brand. We are a major fashion broadcaster in the world. Now, the vision of FashionTV, the future is, of course, we have the FashionTV SD, we're broadcasting the FashionTV HD, and we broadcast the FashionTV 4K, and now VR 360. We started already with that with a 360 VR for about over 6 months. We have a new dating service which you can click on F Club. And after 1 month that we have opened the services, we have over 30 million people which join it. The sky is the limit. And we are very happy that our subscribers loves us. And we will continue to enjoy. Fashion is my passion. I love FashionTV. Thank you.
Спасибо. Sergey Klimentyev.
Thank you, Sergey Klimentyev, co-founder, director on textile. The topic is main trends, drivers, 10 years, the following 10 years development. We'll try to fit it in 10 minutes. A couple of words about myself. We already talked about 3D scanning. Our company is the developer of a very fast 3D scanner. We are expanding in Russia and all over the world. Our scanners are presented in almost all parts of world, Europe, Asia, Africa, and we are interested in the topic of wearable techniques and fashion tech. I will talk about main trends. If we see the presentation, please start the presentation. Okay, perfect. Okay, please give me the clicker. It's the old presentation, you see. It's I will try to be very short. I will try to be very quick. Okay. In a couple of words, I will tell what are the wearables. A quick question: who in the audience have any kind of wearable technology? Okay. Ray Kurtil was right. Soon 20% of population all will have wearables. The first wearable technology in 1571, the Elizabeth Queen was presented a first wristwatch in the world. It was so big that they was called wrist alarm. In 1644, Min dynasty made a counting device on the ring. In 1950, a spy camera. In the times of Cold War, it was used really broadly, and it used in a coat. If we speak about spies, first what we think is a coat and a hat. And it's not just a coincidence, because we had to put all the technologies in the code. In 1961, the integral scheme was first integrated in shoe. Edward Thorpe used this device to play in casinos in Las Vegas, and he succeeded in it. In 1973, as you know, the first mobile phone was invented, Motorola, by Martin Cooper, and it became a trigger of the market for wearables, for smartphones, internet. It was the place where all human knowledge was was accumulated. The start was in 1973. In 2000, we started to speak with the help of headset, Bluetooth headset. It helped to decrease the number of car accidents. And now we are in the moment which started in 2009, the company Fitbit that managed to combine several key technologies in one tracker that helps people and even now to follow their progress. Right now, the market is about $20 billion. About 40 million devices have been sold only in the United States, and we need to mention following technologies. As I have little time, Magic Leap. Anyone know this technology? Anyone is familiar with technology? Let's try to play the video. It's the company, the largest company that has more than $300 million investment, but they don't have official product. It's a technology of augmented reality that allows to take information from internet into our real world. Okay, just without video, I will explain just orally. The next technology is dark card. Several people already mentioned very interesting trends. Google and Levi's are elaborating the industrial technology of fiber with a cord, with electrical cord. So if Levi's produces a jacket, it may be controlled by your smartphone and computer. And we are interested in this technology. We follow their progress. Void, another invention in Texas. It is manufacturing. It is combining of virtual reality of the game and cinema. When you put on the glasses of virtual reality, you enter the room with you can be placed on the game inside the game or inside the film. Dual Skin, another project from MIT, and it allows people to it's kind of a tattoo, and it helps to express emotions. It reacts on temperature, on different indicators of our body. And if a person, for instance, is inspired, the tattoo may change a color, and the conductivity can be a kind of sensor. All these lead us to the scientific theory. Ray Kurzweil from Google, he speaks about singularity technology. It's the accelerated process of human development. We know that printing machine of Gutenberg was invented 1,000 years from the the devices now can be even if not inside us, but very close to our body, and it helps us to be to have a superpower. We see it in fantastic books and films. So what is our attitude toward all of this? Now we are participating in the IEEE company on the basis of the standard of 3D body model. Why is it important? Because right now we understand that we were born, even if we are healthy, we know that our capabilities are not infinite. There are some problems in the body, and in order to understand better the human body, we have to measure it. And in order to measure it, we need some standards to implement in industry. And that is why Intel, Optitex, Garber, and many other companies, including our company, Tardis Textile in Skolkovo, we take part in the elaboration of this standard. The companies are working on understanding what the body is and how can we make total customization, and how can we change the manufacturing of clothes from M, S, L sizes to the customized manufacturing. We implemented a unique project. It's digital fitting room in the second largest mall in Europe. White Dacha is in Moscow. You can see people who are queuing for the use of digital fitting room. You can visit a mall, you don't know where the outlets are located, and you don't know whether they have appropriate clothes for you. You just scan your body, and you have all the measurements made, and this model is being downloaded to the cloud, and within a minute on your smartphone you'll find all the clothes for you on your smartphone. You can filter them by fashion, by prices, and by the location in the mall. This project is just beginning. We understand that now we estimate we measure a human body for clothes, but in the future we'll measure human body for making exo costumes or something that can improve the quality of life. I strongly recommend to watch this video. It's a Conan show. It's how Hollywood now make super outfits for superheroes. The idea is that each actor that we see on the screen, in his outfit, we see that he's kind of God, but he's just a normal person. Okay, please, very, very quickly, we have only 2 minutes. Okay, then we'll not watch the video. 3D scanning and personalized manufacturing of outfit. We can see that with this technology, people convert on gods on the screen. We are really interested in these technologies, and we elaborate projects, and I will be glad to answer your questions. Thank you. Thank you very much. Janina, Urusova. Okay, just 2 minutes. Good afternoon. Today I would like to make 2 things. First of all, there are no people with limited capacities. And I would like to talk about the clothes for people with limited capacities. Will helped to address the problems that modern fashion have. When we speak about people with limited capabilities, we offer their products and solutions. It's the medical view on the human body that we have now is a consequence of the paradigm, the only one paradigm we have for people with limited capacities. Okay, let's just skip the video. There is a lot of music in this topic. If we speak about people with limited capacities, we speak about new market, new consumer. It's a real person, this on the photo. They are real consumers. Mainly they are young people, 25, 30 years old, that they consider their body as environment for creation, for creativeness. All these people that I show, I know on the photos, I know personally. I'm a Mullins and Hugh Herr. I'm a Mullins is a TAD speaker. I really recommend you to watch her talks. MIT lab in Boston. They create innovations for new clients. Victoria Modesta, a very famous one. And I really recommend you to watch the prototype video that can completely change your opinion about such people. And she said, if you don't have a hand or leg, you can fill this space with an art. And it's not a tragedy for that people. For many people with whom I talked, it was motivation for new life and for new understanding why they are here on this planet. It's all all people, they are obliged to rethink about their existence because they have some limited capabilities. This is the people from our project Acropole, young and beautiful people, a girl without both legs. She says that in any difficult situation, just put on the dress and ride the car. Lena Dolokhova with 2 children, Igor Sokolov. We have such people. These are the girls from Los Angeles. They took part in our fashion show 2 weeks ago. You know the prototype of this 1+1 character film. He presents the old, very noble family, and we can understand that limited capacities can be about fashion. If we speak about technologies necessary for people with limited capacities, we speak about elderly people. Those are elderly people who, as you understand, they think themselves as strong and young, and it's difficult to speak about them as about elderly people. But no one of them can need a help. And we are thinking about how to make technologies to avoid the necessity of help for such people. The market of technology, I will not make examples, or I will not make questions. The market for the people of limited capability is the same market as the number of Facebook users, and this is the income of the people with limited capabilities, yearly income. This technology is not a technology of social order of government. It's not a B2B situation, it's B2C situation. I just try to explain that this idea is not a governmental order and not just governmental purchases. Each person can just buy it. I spoke with a person from Otterbox. They say that medical cashier don't give dotations for the purchase of expensive prostheses, and you know that those who should buy it, they will go somewhere where they like, to buy the product they really like. Let's speak about design. It's not about medicine. It's not about limited capacities. It's not about. It's about lifestyle. And if we speak about limited capabilities, it's my topic. Design and communication with it's a type of lifestyle which we start to live. And we need to adjust to the conditions. It's a company, Lear, in the United Kingdom. They invented this wheelchair in 3D printer. And this technology helped to adjust the wheelchair for your body. And it's a cool design. If you come with this wheelchair somewhere, everybody will say, oh, this is cool, please let me touch it. And this person starts to be a object of desire and not just a person, marginal person. One of our partners, Mercedes company, launched the driverless car. Those people who have limited capabilities for driving, they can now have a car and they can drive it with their voice. Aina Melis, it's a wearable technology. If we not about textile, but about objects. It's another object, Alinker, a new device that we use in our partnership. It's our show in Los Angeles and in Moscow, Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week. One of the area of art and technology. On the 2nd of October, she came here and was a speaker in our fashion event, and she said that everything in wearable technology is nice to have, but there are few fundamental projects. I said that we only started it 2 years ago. We early or later, the fundamental projects will emerge. If we speak about just very simple application, this footwear is for people with limited capabilities. If we speak about the technologies on clothes, it's Paulina van Dongen that make experiments with solar. This is Cavestra, is our partner that allows to make all the electronics on textile to be implemented in clothes and in textiles, and you even can laundry, you can wash it. If we speak about Paulina van Dongen, one of the last projects is from the material for condoms. She made a costume that allowed to an athlete, the jumper, when he jumps, this costume allows him to be longer in the air. The technology is very interesting. And the companies that work in chemistry area, they already use these technologies. For those who make trekking and the hiking in mountains, the question is just how we apply it for new target audiences. Tergotex asked us how much our textiles we may sell, and it's really easy to calculate. When we speak about wearable technologies, it's about sustainability. We all are familiar with this word. It's sustainability and friendly to ecology. All that healthy lifestyle implies that we need to wear something that is sustainable and that allows us to feel comfortable. And it's really important to understand that cotton is not the most ecological textile material for our body, because in the terms of production it's much more harmful for the nature. The company Cavestra and the international institution, they do a certification of textile, and this is the last week fashion technology. Speaking about Jacquard project, last year they explained what they are doing. It's a jacket that helped to plan the road. It's Ivan Poporev that works in Google, the director of this technology. They invented this jacquard technology. If we speak about people without limited capabilities, we are the first in the world who made educational models since last year, where our students are engaged in creation of clothes for people with limited capacities. We are also engaged in high tech. Last year we had 30, this year we have 60, next year we'll have 90 students, and the number of prototypes will increase with our partners. Next year we are planning to make innovations in textiles and technologies and 3D printing that will address the necessities of such people. We made a workshop in Leverkusen. This is an artificial arm. As a result of this workshop, this material can be both flexible and non-flexible. And this is kind of a fashionable accessorize. She attracts attention with this artificial hand. For the Boris, we made trousers with 3D printing patterns implemented, and that helped to combine comfort, technologies, and fashion. That's what we demonstrated on the Fashion Week. And you could see it in Düsseldorf in the expo. And for you just to have an image, we do not let people with limited capacities to go out to runways. It's just our target audience. And for us, they are a future, the future, and we just create the clothes, the outfit for them, that will be outfit of the future. On the left, you can see our phantasmagorical lookbook. It's our fashion show. Our lookbook is like this, just because. Oh, okay, I'm finishing. We work for these people.
Спасибо.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to Janina. A huge work. You know, we just have 2 minutes report, which is related with the basic Russian university, who is involved in the social technologies and with the Russian technologies, Russian institution related with the project. I give floor to thank you, colleagues. Wonderful reports. I would like to outcome a result. Speaking about all the technologies we were speaking about it today, it is impossible without the preparation of employees. Last week we gave conference related with the teaching of Russian students who have different researches in the project, which is Without Borders. They tried one of the first in the world to work with the clothes for people with limited capacities. Today, time requires from ourselves that the preparation needs to be a very cross-cultural, cross-integrated, and Russian system of the education changes from the point of view of the different documentation. Today we can also develop in this order different educational programs, and as a university which is translating all the innovative technologies in the area of the social sphere, which is enough narrow, offered a new program creation which is related with the design and production for goods for people with limited capacities. The essence of this program and the cherry on the top is that it is in the net format. And that it is including absolutely new innovative developments I mean, of those Russian producers who can offer different innovations in the market. And very, very briefly about my experience, I can tell that in the future application of the clothes for children who study in school, and together with the chemistry, with scientists in chemistry, we prepare different projects related with the children clothes, which allow to correct a posture. We hope that only a stable system of the preparation of employees will allow those innovations we have been discussing today, will allow not only to be just a flash, but to become a system in order to become generally accessible. What have been discussed in Janina, by the way, and about the preparation of employees, I mean Russian employees, which allow to prepare all our futuristic projects. Thank you. Dear colleagues, we are wrapping up our session. Thank you to our speakers for the fantastic reports, but most impressive is what are you doing, because it is a real, absolutely changing of our life, and its improvement and optimization. It's a main our target. You know, I would like to say just a little remark. Create Russian Chamber of Fashion, which has been created not so far, is now opening a project which is related with the technological involvement of the technologies we have been discussing today into the fashion, and we are inviting everybody today for different kind of dialogues in this light. We have developed a lot of interesting projects of support of young fashion makers. So I mean, I also particularly speak about Russian designers who will, by the way, get their first grants onto their technological development. Thank you very much.